So David, we were just discussing, some of the things that go on out here. And it's strange to say out here in the street.
Yeah.
When you're in my position, you have a place to kind of a door to walk through at the end of the day. When you're outside like this, you're just outside, and you don't think about outside being something different or an unusual experience. But I think when you're without a home, the outside takes on a completely different kind of characteristic, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
At least it's occurred to me that way, and I could be wrong, man.
But it'd be nice to have a place to lay down, I've got medical issues from being on my feet too long.
You do?
Yeah.
What?
I got cellulitis in my legs and stuff from standing on them too long. The longer I'm on them, the more it hurts. And then you go to the doctor, they give you a bunch of drugs. Then you get addicted to drugs. Can't afford the drugs. Then you get addicted to heroin. Can't afford the heroin, then you fucking are hurt and you're sick.
Gotcha. What are some of the things that, what are some of the struggles out here? I mean, what kind of things have you experienced while you've been out on the street?
I've experienced a lot of discrimination from people. They just don't understand what it's like to be, they're the haves and I'm a have-not. They just don't understand what it's like. And when you're a have-not, you live your life differently. Every penny, every dime is a blessing,
That's very well stated.
It's a blessing. And every penny that I get from people, I live on the people's kindness and generosity. That's how I survive. And if it wasn't for that and God, I don't know what I would do. I probably would just give up and die because, after a while, it gets old. Especially I'm 58, in the summer in Arizona, out every day, in it. I don't know if people understand what that's like.
Yeah.
It's kind of like this is you live in hell right here.
Understood.
On some days I'd be glad to die.
Have you, when you say something like that, I mean, as far as hope is concerned, I would imagine that does it start to run thin?
Yeah, it starts to run thin. And there's not a lot of help for homeless guys. I mean, they have what they call overflow shelters, and you can go downtown and sleep in a parking lot with 250 other guys just crapping all around the place.
Right.
Last time I went to the overflow shelter, I left from the hospital, and
assaulted.
I ended up losing my backpack. I ended up with a size 13 pair of prison boots that belonged to somebody else that had the funkiest feet in the world. I caught a foot infection that I still have to this day from them.
It's interesting.
And they stole my bike.
It's interesting because I was just reading about that today online. Some of the reasons that folks that are out on the street that they don't utilize some of the services, and then they talked about disease, they talked about assault, they talked about a lot of things, theft, and you've experienced that.
Oh yeah, all the time. Just last night I got robbed at knife point for my bicycle and $35 that I had just panhandled.
You're kidding.
No, I'm not kidding. The night before that I just lost a bicycle that somebody just decided to walk off with.
Speaking of that, where did you sleep last night?
I didn't.
You didn't sleep?
Well, actually I did sleep. I slept in Ocotillo Village in the bathroom over there by the pool, which is closed, and I got woke up by the police this morning. They, I just happened to have some drugs and paraphernalia laying around. They confiscated that, scared the living hell out of me, told me they were going to drop me off in Scottsdale, didn't. Took me down to the county hospital and dropped me off. And I had cellulitis, so I'm stuck down there with no easy way back, but I got back.
If you could say something to, and I don't know who will watch this or who may or may not view this, but if you had something to share with, kind of an audience of people that could help, what would you ask them for?
Understanding. Be compassionate. You need compassion because that's what makes the world a safe place. And without it, it's hectic, and you never know from one day to the next where it's going to fall off at, or who it's going to fall off with. Because some of the strangest people can come at you with some of the strangest ideas in their head, and it's like it's up to you to calm it down or suffer the wrath. And I think that there's getting to be more and more services out there for men, single men.
Yes.
If you got a family, you're going to get all the help in the world. But if you're a single guy, you don't get so much help, and it's hard to find. You know, when you're struggling living every day from day to day, you don't even realize it's there. You know, and you don't know where to go to look for help. You know, and there's not a lot of help offered.